Hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and the judge is back in session. That's right. I actually got a pretty good response to the last time I decided to try merging Wizard of Legend with Am I the Asshole posts. So I'll probably do it. I'll probably keep doing it regularly, especially since more and more posts keep popping up because life keeps throwing situations at people. Some of those people want to get an outsider's perspective on it. Thus, r/am I the asshole is a thing, and it will continue to be a thing. And since we all like a good, story, hey, it works out in everyone's favor. Quick roll. All right, we're doing the classic soundtrack today. So let me hit you with one real quick. Am I the asshole for complaining that Sierra Mist has been replaced with Starry? That's actually more of a... That's not a real one, but... that was my silly little way of saying, hey, they replaced Sierra Mist with something different. And my thought on it is, it's not bad. It's a very sweet formula. I am A-okay with that. So I am not drinking Sierra Mist right now because Sierra Mist is no longer a thing, and I was wondering why I was having such a hard time finding it in stores. No, we now have Starry, which, I mean, it'll take a while to get used to that name. But it's good stuff, I will say. Alright, so I've done a good few runs using some of my favorites. Let's switch to something else. Alright, and for our signature, let's say we go with, I'm kind of thinking the sword, but I'm also thinking Thunder Drop. There we go, we've actually got a nice little varied run here as far as the elements are concerned. We're going to take our favorite sword. Now, let's see. I'm actually not going to do retro floor plan this time. When I'm trying to divide my attention between reading stories and, slapping down summon monsters, I would rather be able to just concentrate on one of those two things. I think we will take Fatal Firecrackers again. And I think... honestly, I'm okay just to let the game take me where it wants to. Besides, the faster we get into this, the faster we get into the stories. Alright, so looking at some of the... I'm looking at some of the controversial posts over the past month, but if I just go to the hot posts, here we go. Here's a number of them. Alright, so let's look at this one. This one's looking pretty hot, and this comes to us from Reddit user I Love Baking 22. Am I the asshole for not making my brother and his fiance a wedding cake after they refused to pay me? Alright, let's get into this. I, 25 female, love to bake. It's a big passion of mine and something I love to do as a hobby in my free time. I work, which is mainly the... Oh wait, no, hold on. I missed a sentence there. In hobby as a free time, blah 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 blah. I have an Instagram account that I use to show off my work, which is mainly the cakes I bake and decorate. I make these cakes for family and friends for birthdays or special occasions. Examples are Christmas and Easter. I never charge for these cakes, but I'm always compensated in some way by my family and friends. They'll usually give me money or a gift card to my favorite restaurant, or make me a dish in return as a thank you. My younger brother, 23 male, and his fiancée, 23 female, were planning their wedding and asked me a few months in advance if they'd be able to make their cake for them. This would be my biggest order yet. They wanted a 3-layer cake. Wedding was roughly 75 people. In the flavor of strawberry shortcake, as that's their favorite. I was hesitant at first, but agreed to make the cake under the condition that I was compensated for it. I explained to them that this was the biggest order I've ever had and was going to take up a lot of my time, labor and be costly. I gave them a very fair price for a cake of that caliber. I'd like to point out that the word very is in all capitals, so that must be very important. I'm so clever. They agreed. I also made it clear that I wanted to be paid before the wedding. I provided them multiple sketches of what the cake would look like, made a practice batch of the actual cake so that they could sample, and they loved the cake and approved of everything. Fast forward to last week, 6 days before the wedding. I contacted my brother for my payment as I was going to get started on buying the rest of the ingredients for the cake. Minus the strawberries, I was going to do that closer to the date so they could be fresh. He assured me, which, there's a typo, she wrote insured me, but he assured me he'd drop off my check the next day. Come next day, brother went MIA and no check arrived, so I tried to contact him again. Next day came, no check again. I offered to drive to their house and pick up the check. They made an excuse that it didn't work with their schedules. So the day before the wedding, I contacted both my brother and his fiancée asking again. They blew up on me telling me that I'm a selfish bitch for charging them when I don't charge the rest of the family and that they refused to pay, but demanded me to make the cake. I said no and explained my terms again. They called me a selfish asshole and said I better make the damn cake. God, they're getting aggressive. I again said no, so the day of the wedding I decided not to attend due to the amount of disrespect they showed me. Well, my brother, his fiancée, and her family are now blowing up my phone, sending me all kinds of nasty messages. My family are trying to stay out of it, but don't think I should have screwed them like that. Am I the asshole for not making the cake after they refused to pay me? Info, I was charging them $400. Okay, let's real quick compare that to the average asking price of a wedding cake. So here we go. Average price of a wedding cake. Here we go. The average US wedding cake costs around $350. Damn. According to Thumbtack, an online service that matches customers and local professionals. On the lower end, couples spend around $125, and on the higher end, they typically spend upwards of $700 or even $1,000 on their wedding cake. So, what's the typical price for a 3-tier wedding cake? Serve 75. Okay, so let's be fair, she was charging them a little bit more than the average price for a 3-tier wedding cake. Alright, we can actually start the run now. That was a long one. Alright, but do I think you're the asshole? Well, let's consult a few comments, see what people are saying about this one. Because I'm curious. The very first comment, they knew exactly what they were doing. For anyone who is giving you a hard time about it, tell them you're certainly welcome to make a free wedding cake for them. So, definitely not the asshole. Worst part is, it wasn't just for them. It was by no means a small wedding. It was for 75 people. That's a lot of cake. Yeah, no, this is... Yeah, 3-tier cake is no small commitment. And for them to get super aggressive and say, you better make the damn cake! We think we have a leg to stand on. Okay, Fatal Firecrackers is getting a lot of work done. So, do I think that our OP who loves baking 22 times over as I am led to believe, are they the asshole for their decision there? Now, I don't know what you guys think on this, but honestly, considering that her brother and his fiance agreed to compensate her, considering that this was something she'd never done before, I'd say she's more than within her rights to say, hey, where's my compensation? You promised. And for them to be like, oh, you do it for free for the rest of the family. Are they forgetting that they said that this was something that they were willing to compensate for, considering that this was well outside of his sister's wheelhouse? Like, yeah, I get it. Wedding cakes are expensive. That doesn't mean that you can just expect someone who does it as a hobby to do it for free just because you don't want to pay for it. I mean, what the hell kind of shit is that? You're gonna ask someone to do something they've never done before, ask them to buy a massive amount of ingredients for a big project, and then when it comes time to do what you said you were gonna do, you'd be like, oh no, I'm not gonna do that, but you should still make the cake. Like, I don't understand people like that. Like, if you're actually gonna be that type of person, then maybe you shouldn't be asking people to do things for you. Like, that would be like if my roommate came to me and said, hey, you wanna help me out with a writing project? And the project ended up being like an entire novel. Which, yeah, he writes novels in and of himself, so he probably wouldn't need me or maybe even want to do that, but... yeah, and then promised, okay, I know this is something you've never done before, but let me hook you up with a little something to compensate you for your time and effort. And then when the time came to compensate me for the time and effort, he was like, I never said I would do that, what the hell's wrong with you? Like, that's the kind of thing we're looking at here. So, very simply put, if you're not gonna follow through on your promises, damn it, don't make them. Hey, I just realized I never. Oh no, I didn't. Let's grab it and see if we have an easier time getting the magician's top hat this time around, or the magician's outfit this time around. We will upgrade the robe, because that upgrades our critical hit chance. Alright, next floor. So, lesson to be learned here. First of all, OP, I love baking 22. Don't ever trust your brother and his word for anything anymore. Like, maybe that's a little harsh of me to say, but... like, maybe it was also just this one time, and he was just like, screw it. But, I mean, I get the feeling they knew exactly what they were doing by going like, oh, but you never ask anyone else in the family for payment. But here's the $125,000 question. Has anyone else in the family asked her to make a full-ass wedding cake? Because if the answer is no, then hey, OP's brother, you need to shut your fucking mouth. Like, you can't just expect someone to donate their time and efforts just for whatever you want. And that's exactly what she had said. She was like, yeah, I don't mind doing it, but this is something I've never done before. It's going to take an awful lot of ingredients. I just want to be compensated for my effort. Is that okay? And even though he said okay, what he was really thinking is, I'm gonna get my sister to do this for free just to watch. And then got mad at her when she wouldn't when she wouldn't bend the knee. Oh, I'm kind of thinking I should have grabbed the Helmet of Midas, damn it. Alright, but we have two other relics here that I really want to pick up. I don't know if I'll have enough money for both. If I don't, then there's one very important one that I'm going to need to make sure I grab. It's also worth pointing out that OP isn't a professional baker. This is something they do as a hobby because they enjoy it. It's not their job. So to me, it seems perfectly reasonable that she would be like, I've never done this before, so you're asking a lot of me, so I would just like to be compensated for the time and effort I'm going to be putting in. You ask me, that doesn't sound so bad. I mean, it's very much the same thing when people ask artists to do work for them, and then try to stiff them on payment because, oh, it's just lines on paper. Like, okay, well, you do a detailed drawing of your original character standing atop of Mount Rushmore, hoisting a sword into the air, saying, "I am the champion!" You know, as an example. Oh, I screwed up. Okay, we're not going to have enough money for both. Okay, anyone who didn't see that coming, you clearly do not watch my channel enough. Alright, bottom line. The OP of our first story is not the asshole. At least in my opinion. If for some reason you think they are strictly because, what, she doesn't charge the rest of the family for, like, small little cake favors. Like, this is different. This is like I said, it's a whole ass wedding cake. She's never done a project of that scale before. So, I mean, you can't just expect her to be like, oh yeah, sure, let me dedicate hours of my life to something I've never done before. I'm worried about screwing it up because this is well outside of my wheelhouse. But yeah, let me just go ahead and make a whole ass wedding cake for you. I mean, that's manipulative of her finances, that's manipulative of her time. Like, it's just so... There's so many things wrong with that. Like, seriously, OP's brother needs to get over himself. You are not the asshole, and a pox on anyone who says that you are. Alright. I think the next one I'm going to read... this one's confusing. And it was posted 4 hours ago. I'm just gonna go ahead with this one. I wasn't sure what I was gonna do for story number 2, but what the hell, let's go with this one. This one is posted by Don't Take My Cat, Thanks. And it's, would I be the asshole if I refused to give back my neighbor's cat? If you can't tell by the way I said it, neighbors is in quotation marks. Okay, so, here's the story. So, my parents for my birthday got me a kitten. I adored this kitten. He was like my best friend. Followed me everywhere I went and always slept on my pillow next to my face. That is some cute kitten shit right there. My mom has this friend who lives 2 streets over. She and her daughter come over a lot. The girl has autism, but that's irrelevant why I don't like her. I mean, I hope it's irrelevant. Now, back to my cat. When the temperatures are cool at night, we open the back door, which leads to a big screened-in patio. O'Malley, the cat, loved that room. It was his outdoorsy time to get fresh air. Can I take a moment to just stop and appreciate the idea that you didn't name your cat something cutesy and silly like Mittens? I like the idea of a cat being named O'Malley. I also kind of like the idea of a cat named Rourke, but okay, I'm getting off topic. Late one evening, O'Malley vanished. We were baffled. There were no holes in the screen, nowhere he could have gotten out. Regardless, we spent weeks looking for him. I completely broke down one day, realizing he's gone forever. I felt like I mourned him. He probably did. I mean, at that point, you're hitting the acceptance stage of grieving because you felt like your cat died. Fast forward a few months. God, that's a long time for your cat to go missing. My dad and I are coming home one evening. We drove past a lost cat sign and both of us freaked. It looked so much like Thomas O'Malley. Hey, Thomas O'Malley. Alright, your cat has a full name. Just a bit older version of him. My dad wrote the number down thinking maybe he'd call. Out of curiosity, he looks up the number to find out it's the friend of my mother that lives 2 streets over. The plot thickens. My dad and I decided to go start looking for him again. Nothing. Then a few nights later, I hear a faint meow coming from the backyard. It was O'Malley! I was so happy I was crying. He was so happy he was vibrating because he was purring so loud. I thought it was a happy ending. I had my best buddy back, that I never thought I'd see again. I so missed him. He went right back to sleeping on my pillow with me. That was until my mother decided to allow the mother cat thief and her demon spawn into our house. Oh, now I understand why you don't like the neighbor daughter. Thomas O'Malley saw them and ran off. I went after him, took him in my room, and barricaded us in there. An argument pursued, then it stopped. My mom came to my door and said we have to give him back. Nope. Ain't no way in hell. I was prepared to find out if Amazon could drone deliver us food to my window before I ever opened that door again. Catnappers called the cops. My dad produced adoption paperwork with his microchip that is still registered to us. They produced recent pics of O'Malley with vet records. The cops said it's a civil matter, take it to the courthouse. Really. They're claiming that O'Malley is the autistic girl's ESA, and that they found him in the woods. Lies. My mom does not want this escalating to the court and says I need to give O'Malley back. She said I need to consider the girl's disability and the fact that they had O'Malley longer than I did. Barely. Let's just ignore the fact that they stole him. My dad says it's my decision and he'll support me in whatever I decide, but then also behind Mother's back to F them people. I don't want to give him back. It's not fair. He's my cat. He doesn't like them. He doesn't even like them, and plus they named him Fufu. Just no. Wow. Okay, so yeah, the whole point that the mother's friend's daughter has autism really is just completely irrelevant to the story. You went out of your way to abduct a cat from your friend's home. Are they even really your friend if they're kidnapping your pets? So the mother. Okay, let me keep it one thing at a time. Is OP the asshole? Not a damn chance. No, you would not be the asshole for saying, hell no, I'm not giving up my friend. Okay, just because some of y'all, and I don't mean you guys watching my videos, that's not what I'm saying, just as a turn of phrase, just because some people out there think, oh, it's just a cat, who the hell cares? No, that's not how this works. If that's all it is to you is just some damn animal, then yeah, maybe you should have never brought an animal into the house in the first place. But now that you have, it's time to consider the idea that emotional bonds have been formed. I also think it's a little disgusting that the mother is more worried about her friendship to this other person than they are about their daughter's happiness. Like, I would just straight up say, they found this cat in the woods, okay, prove it. The cat's microchips, they should be able to pull up the cat's microchip data. So come on, bring it. This is your cat, prove it. Like, I'm sorry, that's just gonna bother me now, is the cat went missing, showed up again like it knew where to go after it managed to find a way out of the other people's house, found its way right back to its original master, or I guess pet parent is probably the better term. I don't know how many of you care for that term. But then you're gonna be like, okay, you gotta give the pet back now, even though there's no proof that it was their cat. And then going on to say that, oh, but this girl has autism, so she needs it more. No. Like if the girl really needed a cat to help her out with her problems, why didn't she have a cat to begin with? Anyone want to answer that question? Like, why are you putting this on someone else when it's not even their responsibility? Alright, so here's what I'm gonna do. Let's grab this. Alright, let's wait. There we go. What is this? Idealist Vest? Alright, well that's not likely gonna last long. Alright, so we're gonna drop that, and drop that. Let's go grab a cheapo, like this one. And then we'll go grab the adorable Mimic. And yeah, it's only 15%, but I mean, it's the best I could do, and I'm hoping that the Token of Doom helps me find the wands to go with the Magician's outfit. Alright, I think that's all I need from this floor. Not gonna lie, that story just made me mad. It's like, what if someone came in here... Let's use you guys as the example first. What if someone came in, took your beloved family pet, which, let's not even use the word pet, because by the time emotional bonds get formed, that's not just some random animal, goddammit, that's a member of the family. And then, you know, whoever you're living with is like, okay, that was fun, but you gotta give him up now. It's like, you gotta be out your goddamn mind. To say nothing of what would happen if someone were to come in and then try to take my birds and then say, oh, but there are birds, don't you understand? Like, no, bitch. That's not how this works. You take my friends from me, I might just have to slap a bitch. So, yeah, I'm working this through the lens of how would I respond if someone tried to do something like that to me. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, there might be violence going down. Alright, that's the bubble upgrade. I can dig that. I think what it fundamentally boils down to is what is a pet to you? Because oh hey, look at that. Magician's outfit. Because it's not just some random animal. It's not just some thing that you purchase to strut around the house as if it were like a fucking decoration. And unfortunately, there are people out there that look at pets that way, as if they're just some damn decoration in your house. It's like, no, this is a living being. It deserves love, care, attention, and respect, just like any one of us do. And if you're actively going to go out of your way to say, whatever, it's just a cat, then yeah, you are the kind of person that would probably think like this, like, oh, it's just, just give the cat back. It doesn't matter that they, took the cat out of our back fucking porch. It's their cat now. Like, you must not care about your daughter. You must not care about that cat. The only thing you care about is this superficial relationship to this friend, who, by the way, I might add, is not a very good person if they think it's okay to go around stealing people's pets just because, my daughter wants a cat, so fuck it. And I don't even want to hear the argument of, oh, well, what if the cat didn't have a collar? So the fuck what? I mean, yeah, I understand. That's cause for concern. Like, why wouldn't your cat have a collar? But the cat was indeed microchipped. Like, it was flat out said in the story. So, yeah, if you ask me, no, you are not the asshole. Fight for that cat. That isn't just a cat. That's your friend. That's your partner in crime. That's your little furry brother. And you ain't giving that cat back to nobody. Alright, now that I've gotten that out of my system, we got one more story coming up. And I think we're just going to do these at... Oh, wait, this one's got a lot of upvotes. Alright, so this last story written by Illustrious Bit 178 is titled, Am I the Asshole for Telling My Husband's Parents to Stop Telling People My Name is Catherine, and for embarrassing them in front of friends? My name is Rin. Just Rin, not Catherine. By the way, that's in the Catherine full body, like the Catherine remake, the video game. The third Catherine goes by the name of Rin. I think that's kind of cool that some people actually do that, but... Alright, so Rin, here we go. But ever since my in-laws have met me, they have gotten the idea that my actual name is Catherine, and Rin is just a nickname. I have asked them not to introduce me or tell people it's my name, but they always go back to it. My husband and I took a small break from them when it continued, and they apologized and seemed to be doing better. Then, for my mother-in-law's birthday, we were invited to celebrate with them, and a couple of friends came up to me and asked if I was Catherine. They said mother-in-law talked all about me. I decided to get a little bit jokey instead of annoyed and played up on it, saying mother-in-law is so forgetful and that I was so sorry she told them the wrong name. That I'll need to write my name on everything she owns so they don't forget. My friends found it funny, but told her it was weird that she gave them the wrong name. She and father-in-law came up to me close to the end of the party, and I told them to stop telling people my name is Catherine, and they need to accept that my name isn't up to them. They claim I was rude and that it was awful for me to try and embarrass them in front of their friends by joking with my mother-in-law's friends. My husband told them they should have listened, but they are saying I took it too far, and maybe I did. Am I the asshole? Fucking what? Are you the asshole for insisting that people don't mislabel you and call you by the wrong name? Okay, let me give you guys just a little bit of, insider edition here. Oh, maybe I should have picked up the Vampire's Eye classes. Oh, fuck my life. Alright, so I don't talk about myself all that often. Well, no more than I have to when it comes to this channel and just overall sharing of information. The point is, I don't often say much about my personal identity. But I'm gonna let you guys in on a little bit of behind the scenes. My real first name is Stephanie. Alright. I can't tell you how many people look at the way my name is spelled and go, "Oh, Steven!" It's like, no, that's not my fucking name. That's not who I am. It really bothers me because it's not just a couple of people, it's literally fucking everybody. And yeah, I get that because of how my name is spelled, that's kind of like the popular pronunciation, I guess, or what people think it is. But it's not. It's not what I want to be called. It's not my goddamn name. So if I insist on being called by my real first name, or because it was such a rampant problem by my middle name, then that's my choice, and I want to be respected. You can't just call me whatever you want, because that's mislabeling my identity. And no, I'm not one of these big identity politics people, but a person's name is something that's very important and personal. It's a personal identifier. So no, it's not cool for people to just go, "I'll just call you whatever I want." That can't be what your real name is. This has got to be your real name, right? Fucking no, it doesn't have to be my real name. Like, that's... I mean, some equivalence there. Like, if your name is Bob and everyone insists that your full name is Robert, I mean, maybe at one point or another, but no, my name is fucking Bob. Get over it. Admittedly, that's the closest equivalent I could come up with, but you guys get the idea. Like, I honestly think it's just incredibly disrespectful to continue calling this woman outside of her name just because you think you know better. Sorry, but, newsflash, you don't. So don't pretend like you do. Admittedly, my response to that story is a little bit shorter than I thought it was going to be. So I landed on a fiery shield. That was a very uncomfortable landing. So, yeah, no, you're not the asshole for insisting that your mother-in-law call you by the right name. If anything, I think you didn't take it far enough. Maybe you need to start calling your mother-in-law by a cutesy name. What is her name, like Roberta or something? Start calling her Boba. Yeah, that makes sense. Just start calling her that. See how she likes that. And if she gets pissy at you about it, be like, oh, I'm sorry, that's not your name? Well, you know what? Catherine is my name, so stop calling me by the wrong name. Like, it's easy as that. Just don't call her by the wrong name. Ah, nuts. I should have held forward on that one. Oh, I still have to get rid of you. I still have to get rid of you. Well, that's not going to help. We'll just leave that behind. Alright, well, that one was a little bit shorter than I thought it would be. I don't even really have anything more to say on that. Aside from that, I feel for the OP in this situation. I've already explained why, but I mean, do you guys have a similar predicament? You know, people want to call you outside of your name because they think they know better what your name is. Like, any of us who have a nickname don't understand where that nickname came from. Fucking please. Admittedly, those last two stories got me Those last two stories got a little personal for me, but I mean, it's because I feel very strongly about the situations. You don't call someone outside of their name because you think you know better, and you don't fuck with someone's pets. Easy as that. And it's one thing if someone asks you to be like a pet sitter or something, or if you tell someone that it's cool to call you something, but if you didn't give them those permissions, then don't be that kind of person. Oh, look at me be smart. Should not take much to understand these very common sense principles. You know, the principles of don't call me outside of my name if I didn't give you permission, and don't let someone steal my fucking cat. I think those are some very easy rules to live by. Sorry, I thought I saw a silhouette of an item. I'm dumb. You'd be amazed as to how difficult it is for some people to live inside of those lines. Alright, well, we'll definitely grab the Golden Saber of Envy. We're not going to be doing a lot of shopping beyond this point. Ow. Oh, you think you're so smart, huh? Yeah, I don't need any of that. Well, we definitely want that. I'm going to grab that. And then, yeah, we'll grab the Golden Saber of Envy. And actually, yeah, that's the thing I was going to drop anyway. So, yeah, good for me. Alright, now just for safety, let's come back here and grab a potion. And we'll go ahead and finish out this run. Beautiful. I'll grab it just because it's a good spell, but not gonna lie, I'm probably not gonna use this. I have the Dark Katana, so I want to use things that work with that. Owie. Alright, not my smartest move, but you know what? I tried. Lovely. Alright, one last chance to buy a relic. Yeah, I don't really need to... yeah, don't need any of those. Well, maybe. Hold on, let me look. There we go. Beautiful. I saw you trigger their Dice of the Nemesis. I'm so smart. And that is it for that. Thank you guys very much for watching. I appreciate you, of course. I will... Since this format is something that's resonating with you guys, and I kind of enjoy doing it too, then we'll definitely be keeping this up. So look forward to more judgments coming soon to a YouTube channel near you, and especially if we can do so while wearing embarrassing bunny ears, that would be the best. So again, I thank you very much for spending some of your time here with me. I appreciate you. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and I will be seeing you